Good morning and welcome to Coffee and, the longest-running panel discussion show in American radio. To make a comment or ask a question of the panel, call 401-766-1240 or email coffee@woonsocketradio.com. And now, let's join the Coffee and panel.
It is time for Coffee and here on ON, AM, and FM. Thanks for joining us this morning. My name's Joe Callahan. It is Tuesday morning, September the 16th. Ed Carew has joined us at the Coffee and table. Hi, Ed.
Hello there.
Nice to have you here.
Thanks so much.
Linda Tebow is here as well. Good morning to you there, Linda.
Good morning.
All right, we're going to get to all the important things, but the most important thing to get to first is Ed Carew with the first message from the Carew Investment Group. Ed?
Okay, thanks, Joe. Good morning, everyone. Ed Carew here of the Carew Investment Group, 2190 Mendon Road in Cumberland, Rhode Island. Our telephone number is 765-8880. At the Carew Investment Group, we offer personal management of investment accounts, depending on what you're looking for, whether it be current income, a 401k rollover, or growth for the future. We can put together a program to assist you with your goals. We've been in business of investing for clients for over 38 years, since 1987, helping people just like you with their investments. So give us a call at 765-8880. Securities are offered through Bolton Global Capital, member FINRA and SIPC. Advisory services offered through Bolton Global Asset Management, a registered investment advisor.
Very good, Ed. Thank you very much. Now, as we like to do during the fall season, we turn things over to Linda and we say, how about those Patriots?
No, huh? They won. They won.
They won.
They won. I was a little concerned there after
They came this close to losing.
Yes.
And
yes.
if the I don't know remember the man's name, but if that guy running down the sideline does not step out of bounds, Patriots lose that game.
Yes.
With about a minute to go,
Yeah.
but he clearly stepped out of bounds. So,
He did.
phew.
I saw he did step out.
Yes.
We saw that.
Yes.
Yeah.
So good for it's amazing. It's like things like that never go our way, and that went our way. And then when Miami ran back the punt for the touchdown, and then we ran back the kickoff for a touchdown, and that never happens to us. I said, this is amazing. I go, that'll take the wind right out of their sails. Yeah. And it's always good to be a New England Patriot fan. Have you talked to a Miami Dolphin fan?
No.
Do you know any Miami Dolphin fans?
No.
It is chaos
Yeah.
in Florida right now. They do this up at Gillette where people rent out those airplanes that tag along advertisements behind to circle.
Yeah.
Did you see what someone rented?
No.
Down in Florida? They rented a plane and all it said was fire McDaniel and fire Sherry or whatever his name is. But anyway, it's the general manager and the head coach of Miami at their stadium.
Wow.
Fire those guys.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Now the head coach, he made quite the name of himself because he was so young.
Right.
When he was first hired 4 years ago. I think he was like 28. Youngest head coach ever.
Yeah.
Well, they're sick of him because they've done nothing. They have made it to the playoffs, but they haven't they get bounced out right away.
Right.
And they said but there's just chaos with the Dolphins right now.
Wow.
But
when he first got there, I thought everybody was happy with
everyone was
him.
very happy. Well, it was new, and it was bright and shiny, and it was just.
They were doing all right.
Well, they made it to the playoffs in 2022 and 2023, but got lost right away. And now there's chaos with the team. Tyreek Hill is coming out with the press and blaming the coach for stuff, and the coach is yelling back at the players during the press, and they go the pundits, the people that are in the know, say he's lost absolute control of this team. Wow. And you can bet on this stuff, as you like to bet on this stuff. Which coach is going to be fired first during the season. Well, his odds are the best.
He's top of the list.
He's at the top right now. Now now they said he probably won't be fired this week, and now that it's Tuesday and he hasn't been fired, he won't be fired because they play on Thursday.
Yeah.
So that's
aren't they playing Kansas City?
No, they're playing Buffalo.
Buffalo.
Wow.
So it's 0-3 for the Dolphins.
After that,
After that,
the next,
he can be fired.
The
it's
end
like
of the game.
Yeah.
It's
It's
the short week for them. So
playing Kansas City. Ooh.
no, Buffalo.
Buffalo. That's what I mean.
Yeah,
Buffalo.
in Buffalo.
Yeah.
So they're looking.
Kansas City lost.
Yes, they're 0-2. How great is that? But how about this? And then we'll get off football for a little bit anyway. Out in San Francisco. San Francisco won over the weekend.
Yes.
But their
Jones.
starting quarterback got hurt.
Yeah.
And who had to come in and save the day?
Mac Jones.
Mac
Two
Jones.
touchdowns.
Yes.
I said, you gotta be kidding.
I know. That's what I said. He had to go someplace else to do all right.
Well, we always said that when he got out of here. I said he's got to go somewhere else
Yeah.
to flourish. And he went to Jacksonville first, or Carolina.
I think it was Jacksonville,
okay.
but I'm not sure.
And he was a backup there, and
Yeah.
just nothing. It went nowhere. And I think this is his first year out there in San Francisco.
And he won.
And he won the game. And he's going to have to start on their next game because their quarterback. I forget what his injury was.
Yeah. I didn't see it. I heard.
I don't remember either.
But,
I
it
knew
doesn't
it happened, but I didn't see it.
Yeah, but just I'm like, no, I figures now he's going to go out there and be a star. Great. But anyway, so the Patriots are off to 1-1, which is great, and they take on the Steelers this coming Sunday with Aaron Rodgers. Okay. The Steelers look good against the Jets, but doesn't everyone look good against the Jets? And then they lost their next game, so we'll see how it goes. It's going to be at Gillette, so home field advantage. So yay for that.
Fingers crossed.
And we'll see what Vrabel comes up with a good game plan. Fix the mistakes that happen, like the kicker.
Oh, they were mistakes,
Yes.
definitely.
Yes. Yeah.
But he redeemed himself. What, 53-yard field goal at the end?
Yes,
he did. Yeah.
But
Should not have missed the chip shots.
the 2 point after attempts, and then on a kickoff, you got to hit it in the right place. New kickoff rules. And he missed it, and so now Miami got the ball at the 40-yard line. I said, you're giving them
you're
great
giving them-
field
yeah,
position.
of course you
Thank you
are.
very much.
Yeah.
How many yards? 5 yards.
Well,
They usually put it on at 35.
well, they still it was still wrong.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, but
It gotta
40
work
looks
it.
like
And it looks
almost
so much
halfway
closer.
there.
So
Yeah.
that's gonna,
Yeah.
you gotta figure that out. But what I liked on Drake Mays when he ran in for the touchdown, who was chasing him?
Yeah.
Former Patriot
Yeah,
Matthew Judon, who
Judon.
couldn't catch him. I'm like,
Couldn't get-
all right, that was nice to see. So
I like to see Judon with his red sleeves, though. He still can pick them out.
those were orange.
They were
actually.
they got
orange, though.
orange,
Yeah,
yeah.
they were orange.
They're because they're colors.
Well,
Yeah, it's easy to spot them. On the field. All right, away from football right now, we'll go on to other things. Crazy story out of Cumberland yesterday down at B.F. Norton School. The Cumberland police had to arrest 35-year-old Frank Blazejewski, allegedly made violent threat against a staffer at the school. He's just down there walking around during student drop-off. He doesn't have a child at the school. And he's just there, and he makes a threat to one of the staffers, of which is heard by many a parent, who all get their phones out, and they all call 911, and the Cumberland police come rushing down, and they arrest him, and then he makes additional threats to the police officers while he is in custody. Ooh. And it's like, what is up with this guy? And they do say he does have some mental health issues, but Cumberland police put out a press release yesterday. He's been arrested 17 times by the Cumberland police on different charges. Wow. 17 times. He's also been arrested 40 times around the state, of which 17 have been in Cumberland. So he's a known person to law enforcement. And it's 40 times since 2007. So he was arraigned yesterday. He's held on $3,000 surety bail. I guess he couldn't raise that. So it's like,
well, I think he should be held and
well,
get
yeah.
an investigation into his mental status because...
Well, it's not good. And,
not good.
But
right.
How do we help him? I don't know. But, people here, you've been arrested 40 times. What are you still doing out on the streets?
Well, there you go. Yeah.
That brings up that whole other question.
So don't let him back on the streets.
Yeah. And I'm told, or what I hear, is he lives in that area of Cumberland, down where B.F. Norton School is, kind of that whole Valley Falls section of town. And so he's just walking around and decides to make a threat. And it makes, it's going to make the parents nervous when they see a non-parent just standing around while they're dropping off their kids at school. It's very disconcerting to them. So, but glad they were paying attention, and they were able to hear him make the threats and the alleged threats, and they all called police. And
good for the parents that called.
They came and got him. Yeah, they didn't take it on. No one wants to be a hero, and if you see Have you seen his mugshot?
No.
Yeah, I did see it. Yeah, I did.
He looks crazy.
Yeah.
Does he?
Yeah. What was it? Obviously, people always makes jokes about him, but it looks like he's been, long hair, the big beard kind of thing.
Very unkept.
Very unkept.
Kept.
It looks like raised by wolves kind of thing.
Yeah.
Just
very
very
unkept. Yeah.
unkept. So they've so they got him. So that part's good. So I was holding this, Linda, because I always like to look over the news to see what's happening in Ed's world.
Ed's world.
And down where Ed lives. And, nothing much was going on until I saw that in Lakeville, which is next to Ed.
Yes, we know that now because things have been happening.
Things
in
happen
Lakeville.
there,
Yes.
and
Yes.
someone crashed their car into a house. So when it makes like the Boston news, crash in Lakeville, it's a big event.
Yeah.
And so I told that to Ed this morning. Oh, there's a crash in Lakeville. He goes, well, at least it's the next town over. But Ed,
Yes.
not good news.
What?
In today's news,
Tell me about it.
a Providence man is accused of sending sexually explicit social media messages to a minor in Middleborough, Massachusetts.
Oh.
Middleborough police say Ephraim Ixcuna is charged with enticement of a child under 16, attempted to commit a crime, and reckless sexual endangerment of a child. A parent called police in Middleborough on September 5th to report that their child had been receiving inappropriate sexual messages from a man. Police arrested Ixcuna after an undercover operation that led to an arrangement for an in-person meeting. I can't believe people still do that. All that typing on the keyboard.
Yeah.
You have absolutely no idea who you're really talking to. And, I'll drive down to Middleborough, Providence, which is a bit of a drive.
Yeah.
And we'll meet up at the Rotary.
We'll meet up at the Friendlies.
We'll meet at the Friendlies at the Rotary. That's right. And
Be a friendly gathering.
Wow.
that's right. And I'm sure
So he met up with the Middleborough police
instead,
Yeah.
quite a few
Not
others.
a good move.
No, not the.
no.
Do we have it? Did I have an age? Not the 16-year-old girl he thought he was going to
Wow.
meet.
Middleborough's finest were
Right on top of it.
Right
So
on
when you go
that's
home
good.
today, Ed, stop into the police and
Tell
say,
them-
"Way to be on top of
Thank
things."
you. Good work, guys.
I've always
And
had
girls.
good
And girls, yeah.
relations with the Middleborough police.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Well, you got that new Dunkin' Donuts that's been not new. It's been there, but they've
Yeah.
they've redone it. So pick up a dozen donuts and here you go, guys. Well done on stopping getting this guy from Providence.
Well,
The guy
no, I'm
says, I'd
glad,
rather have pizza.
All right, get pizza next time.
I'm glad they got him.
And say, well, what do you like on your pizza? So just keeping you up to date on what's going on in your town.
Well, you just kept me up to date on something that I didn't know about.
Didn't know about. Well,
But you said it just came out.
Well, yeah, it's in our Rhode Island news summary from this morning. But they arrested him on September 5th. So
Okay.
maybe Middleborough Police will put out a press release
They
of their
usually
own
do.
a little later on today.
Yeah, they usually do.
Okay, and they'll post it to your Middleborough Facebook page? Is that
Yeah.
what they put it on? And say this is what happened in town. This is how we took care of it, and everything is just hunky dory. And maybe you'll see a fine mugshot of Mr. Ixcuna, and so you can be on the lookout in case he ever gets out, which is quite possible. All right, Ed, time for a second message from the Carew Investment Group, and then we'll move on to other items.
Okay, thanks again, Joe. Good morning again, everyone. Are you retired or retiring soon? Well, that's great. Congratulations. You may be retiring, but your money can't afford to retire. I'm Ed Carew of the Carew Investment Group at 2190 Mendon Road, Suite 3 in Cumberland, Rhode Island. At the Carew Investment Group, we offer personal investment management of client money, especially from the proceeds of their 401k distribution after they leave the workforce. So to find out more about our services and for professional management of your investments, you can call me or Paul at 765-8880. Securities are offered through Bolton Global Capital, member FINRA and SIPC. Advisory services offered through Bolton Global Asset Management, a registered investment advisor.
Thanks, Ed. Comments and questions can be called in to the Coffee and Panel at 766-1240. More coming up.
OM 1240.
When you visit the Menard Locature Funeral Home's website, you'll find a wealth of important information, including frequently asked questions about the various options of pre-planning funeral etiquette, visitation, personal help to help the family, and many others. Remember, pre-planning is safe and helpful to family members who may be overwhelmed with details and responsibilities. It also assures that the deceased's final wishes are met. Their website will also feature several photos of their two beautiful and classic funeral homes at 127 Carrington Avenue, Woonsocket, and 71 Central Street, Manville. You'll be treated with courtesy and understanding. Their main phone number is 762-1825. Menard Locature Funeral Homes.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just one cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here. Based on analysis by Ookla Speed Test Intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025. Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 a monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at tmobile.com.
The Coffee and Panel is enjoying coffee from Down East Coffee Roasters. All their coffee is roasted right here in Rhode Island. Down East Coffee Roasters is available at all Little General stores.
ON Radio.
It's Coffee and on ON AM and FM. Thanks for joining us. Joe Callahan here with Linda Tebow and Ed Carew. And Ed tells us the Fed meeting is today.
Today and tomorrow.
Today and tomorrow. So it's going to take them 2 whole days to get together and say, let's raise the interest rate a quarter of a point.
Lower.
Lower the interest rate a quarter of a point.
Yeah.
It's going to take. Can't this be done in 10 minutes?
I'm sure they've already pretty much decided. They're going to hash it out and say, well,
But why?
these are the reasons
Reasons
why
why?
we should. These are the
Pros
reasons
and
why we
cons?
shouldn't.
Okay.
Some of the Fed governors are going to vote for it. Some will vote, against it.
Okay.
And at the end of the day, they're going to lower it by 25 basis points and kind of like come together and make it sound like it's a unanimous decision. But we all know it's not going to be a unanimous decision.
Well, even if they vote on it, doesn't it always come down to Jerome Powell, the chair?
He generally goes along with
his call?
Consensus.
He will.
Yeah, it
with
is
what they
his
all
call,
do.
but they're able to. I mean, it's never like everybody is one way and he's the opposite way.
I see.
There's always some there. It might be 4-3 or whatever it happens to, whatever amount of people are voting. I'm not sure how many people.
Okay, so we'll have the pros and cons basically today, and then tomorrow we'll be voting.
I think the major discussion is going to be, are they going to drop it by 25 basis points or 50?
Okay, maybe that's what they'll
I think
talk
that's
about.
going to be part of it because some of them
More
are
pros and cons on that.
Yeah.
Okay, so that takes place in Washington D.C. today.
Yes.
Okay.
Today, yeah.
Open to the public?
I don't think
Probably
so.
not.
No,
So.
it's
I
a
don't
closed
think those
discussion.
things- Yeah, there's no public hearings.
on that one. Well, all right, just checking. Okay, so that's going on today. Do you agree with the dropping of the interest rate by a quarter of a point?
Yeah, it doesn't matter. 25 basis points is not going to amount to a
in any
hill
way?
of beans,
Is it
really.
not? Okay.
50, I think, would
Something.
be too much.
Okay.
The economy is not in that kind of serious problem.
Right.
Unemployment is not. I mean, it's like 4.3%, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a terrible number.
Yeah. Do they always do it by a quarter of a point? No one comes in and says, let's cut it in half and make it 35.
No, it's
Or
either
40.
25 or 50,
50 or 75
and
or
I've
a
seen
point.
75
Okay.
a couple of times when
So
it was like,
never in the middle.
no, they don't
Okay.
do that.
Okay.
That's like crazy.
Just checking. Well,
Just like
Does
they don't
not
do that.
compute, right?
Right.
it's not
Machine's
easy.
not programmed to do
Right,
accept
our program
that.
doesn't accept that.
It's not easy to figure out on the calculator.
Yeah, it doesn't compute.
I mean, if 25 doesn't make much difference, how is 35 going to make?
Well, I don't,
more?
Right, yeah.
I don't know. So
Yeah.
makes All right. Makes a lot of difference in baseball. That's all I look at it. You know, you're batting 250, you're batting 350. It's a big difference, you know?
Yeah.
Speaking of baseball, Linda.
Yes.
This is, you know what's going to happen to the Red Sox? This is what's going to happen to the Red
What's
Sox.
going to happen? I'm sad.
They're going to make it into the playoffs.
They
There's only like 2 weeks left.
I know.
And they're going to squeak in.
Yeah.
And then they're going to lose immediately. Either in a wild card game or maybe they get into the first round and they'll be bounced out. They'll be swept out in 3 games.
Yeah.
That's what's going to happen. Only because the inconsistencies and people are hurt but we've always said this as Red Sox fans. Boy, you wait till next year. You know, when Meyer comes back and Roman Anthony comes back and Wilyer Abreu comes back, when everybody's not hurt again.
Yeah.
Next year. And Bregman's going to be gone, by the way.
I'm sure he will be.
He'll be going where, huh?
But I think he sees the writing on the wall with Meyer right behind him.
Uh-huh.
He goes, he's the future of the team, and I'm going to have to go somewhere else.
Yeah.
Which is too bad because I like him a lot. But that's just what I think is going to happen. Somehow they're going to squeak in, but then they're just going to be bounced out right away. Do you like that? Do you like that theory?
No.
Well, I don't like the theory.
I mean, I don't like that theory, but I kind of agree with you because I was, you know, when I turned it in, Sunday.
And they won.
Yeah, I know they won, but you know, it was 6-0. Crochet was pitching.
Well.
I'm like, we're good to go. We're good to go. With no worries here. And then there's a home run, and then that was 2, and then there was another home run, and that was
6-4.
And now it's 6-4,
Now it's a game.
and he's not pitching anymore, and for some reason or other, the bats were kind of.
I know.
They were
a little low.
They were
on
tired.
Right now.
They were getting the bats were tired, and I was like, "They're gonna lose." Oh no!
Well, Chapman came in the 9th and
Yes,
shut the door. So that was.
He is something.
I love
Yes,
the pose when he gets that last guy out.
Yeah, did you see this?
yeah.
Yeah,
He
huh?
always
And
does that.
the
It's great.
smile. Yeah,
So,
yeah. He's impressive.
He is impressive.
He is very impressive.
You know, if he has an off day, it's like, oh well, he'll be back next time, and he's
Yeah.
just going to be mowing them down.
Yeah, but-
So they open up against the A's
I
for the next 3 days.
I know.
Which is
What do you
not-
think?
Well, they're beatable, but we'll see. And then it's the Tampa Bay Rays for next weekend, and we'll see. And I just saw Blue Jays magic number to win the American League East is 7. So and the Yankees are 4 games out, and we're 5.5 games out. So I was like, wow. And it looks like and I'm shocked. It looks like the Blue Jays are going to win the American League East. I'm like, wow, didn't expect that.
Oh.
I thought they'd do on a losing streak, and they just never did. So, all right, I want to give Ed and Linda an opportunity. Is there anything you want to say about the Charlie Kirk assassination? Because it happened at the end of last week, and you guys were already on your coffee in, and it hadn't happened yet. So, any thoughts you want to convey at this time?
Well, I just think it was no matter what your politics is, left, right, or in between, assassination of somebody that stands up for what they believe in is never the answer. Is never the answer.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just so very wrong that it happened. And I feel, it leaves a wife and 2 beautiful little girls, and not and we should all, I hate to say this, but we should all almost be used to this, and we shouldn't be feeling that way, that things like this happen, and they happen.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, I guess nobody can talk about things anymore or collaborate with the left and the right and the in between and all that's all, and they blame let's blame the left, let's blame the right, and we need to stop pointing fingers and figure out how we can do what we need to do without getting people killed.
All right, Ed, any thoughts you want to convey?
Well, yeah, I kind of agree with Linda. I mean,
Okay.
it's an awful thing that someone comes out and is willing to engage with the opposite side, basically, and say, okay, so let's speak. Tell me your position, and we'll go back and forth on it.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw a lot of his clips, and he was always. I always thought that he was very gracious and let the other person say whatever they wanted to say. He never, never like insulted.
There was no name calling.
No name calling, no insults, no anything. You let them say what he wanted, and then he would come back with something and say,
This is why I think you're wrong.
Yeah,
and he'd come up with his
exactly.
facts.
And sometimes they would say, "Oh yeah, okay,"
Yeah.
and other times they would stick to their position, and that's fine.
Yeah.
Everybody's entitled to their opinions. The one thing that's bugging me, and it's probably, I mean, I don't want to say I blame Facebook for it because people are posting it on Facebook, but they're picking part of a conversation, sticking it on there and saying, "Oh yeah, he's such a nice guy. This is what he said."
Yeah.
They
take it out of context.
They take it out of context.
Mm-hmm.
So I looked at a bunch of the things that were written on like my Facebook page before I unfriended someone for all of the stupid stuff.
Yeah.
And not just about that. I mean, it's been building
Other
up for a
things.
while. But I went to ChatGPT and I said, "Did Charlie Kirk say this? Is this what he actually said?" And I put about half a dozen of them in there, and they all came back with, "Well, that was taken out of context. This is the actual quote. This is the
whole quote.
paragraph
Yeah.
that he said."
Yeah.
And it says, I mean, the things that were written were not the things that he said, really. So that's the thing that bothers me. People just pick and choose.
Oh, well, of course. Whatever works best for them.
and take a position based on what. Yeah, right.
All right.
If you don't like him, you find something bad to say.
Yeah. You
find something that he said that can be, made to sound bad. Yeah.
And that's the only thing I've heard so far of the person that allegedly shot him is just that. Well, I don't like what he stood for, so it's time. So it's time to shoot him.
Yeah.
That's the only reason. That's so far. Yes. What I want to know though, Ed, you shoot rifles.
Yeah.
Is he a very lucky shot or is he a very good shot? That was one bullet that got him right in the neck.
At 200
from
yards.
How many yards away?
200 yards.
200 yards away.
Yeah.
Okay. And I don't know what kind of rifle he was using, but something he had to put together.
It was a 30-06, I think they called it.
Okay.
It's not what I shoot. I don't. I know that I read somewhere where he had been going to a range to practice.
Target practice. Okay.
3 times a week for the last couple of months.
Okay.
So, depending how long he was there, he may have gotten somewhat proficient.
Okay.
But I don't think he was trying to shoot Charlie Kirk in the neck. I think he was trying to shoot him in the head.
In the head. Okay.
And
That's what
either
he got.
he couldn't take into consideration the wind or the angle or this or that.
Or you might move.
Or he may have flinched a little bit when he
Yeah.
shot, but it doesn't matter. I mean, he did what he wanted to do. He accomplished his goal.
I just wonder if because the first thing I thought of is well, this person must have some military training because
Well,
the
that
shot
was
is
my
so,
first thought,
is
too,
so
that he
good.
was a sharpshooter.
Yeah.
And that's what he was aiming for, the carotid.
But I haven't heard any of that
No.
come out, so I don't think he's
No.
had any military
No.
training
No.
at all. So just
No, he didn't.
Okay. All right, we'll move on. We'll move on from that. We're going to take a break right now before we get into the next subject because we might have some laughs in the next subject. We'll see. It's time to take a look at the forecast, which is being brought to you by Mothers Against Drunk Driving.
Partly sunny skies today with a high of 75 degrees and calm wind. Tonight, mostly cloudy, overnight low of 52. Wednesday, mostly cloudy skies, high of 74 with a calm wind. Wednesday night, a 40% chance of showers. Thursday, some leftover showers from the Wednesday night rain. Then partly sunny skies with a high of 78 and calm wind. Friday, sunshine and 80. Saturday, sunny and 69. Sunday, mostly sunny skies and 73. And on Monday, mostly sunny skies, high of 75 degrees.
Outside the Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio at the corner of Park Ave and Kennedy Street under the bright sunny skies, we have 61 degrees. For victims of drunk and drug driving, your grief is unique, but you are not alone. You always have a place at MAD. Call the 24-hour victim helpline at 877-MAD-HELP or visit mad.org. Stay on top of your vehicle's maintenance. Good advice from State Line Service and Tire, and their full service, including suspension systems, transmission maintenance, heating and air conditioning, emission control testing, and addressing computer problems. Don, Kevin, and Sean believe in staying on top. Check their website for money-saving coupons, StatelineAutoservice.com. They can also provide your service history and automatic service reminders. State Line Service and Tire, 1209 Social Street, Woonsocket.
We all know that Rhode Island has a hands-free law for cell phone use. Did you know that a new distracted driving law prohibits other use of a cell phone while driving? No texting, no surfing, no selfies. Only mounted devices may be used, and only for navigation. As always, the use of any mobile device is prohibited for drivers under 18. Make safe driving your only distraction. A message from the Rhode Island Broadcasters Association and the Rhode Island Police Chiefs Association.
ON Radio.
All right, Coffee and on ON AM and FM. Thanks for joining us. This is Joe Callahan and Ed Cruz here. Linda Tebow is here as well. You know, it's good when laws are made and to help protect the citizens here of the state of Rhode Island. But I always wondered when they make laws, is this enforceable, kind of thing? All right, and usually the answer is no.
No, yeah.
And this is what took place in Portsmouth. Okay, Portsmouth, the town council voted down there 7-0. They're banning cannabis-infused drinks on the Portsmouth beaches. Okay, how do we enforce this?
You're going to go test them all.
Okay, maybe the police know if they got this certain can that they purchased at a shop somewhere, we know THC is in that. If I don't even know any of the company's names. But all they have to do
put them in a koozie.
Is not a koozie. I was just thinking you get a gallon milk jug, clean it out, and pour your cannabis infused drink into that and bring that to the beach.
Yeah.
Pour it in a cup
Put it in a Yeti.
Yeah.
Or put it in a Yeti.
So or any, the water bottles that people have.
I'm not trying to give people ideas. Oh, that's how we do it, kind of thing. But
well, I think people have figured that out already.
if I had thought of it,
come on,
someone else, has thought of it,
and they've done it once or twice with other illicit drinks.
So it's all part of. Well, we've prohibited alcohol at the town beaches.
Yeah.
Now we have to prohibit this as well.
Yeah, I get that.
So okay. The Portsmouth Prevention Coalition lobbied for passage of the ordinance. I'm sure they're very happy about it. And
it'll keep honest people honest.
It does keep honest people honest. The last time I was at the beach a couple years ago, you never see people drinking alcohol on beaches anymore, which is a good thing because they might stumble into the ocean and then bad things could happen. But I just think this one is just not as enforceable as they think it's going to be. And then it's the other question is, are cannabis infused drinks popular? Are they becoming more popular? Is this the new thing? Because after the when the shops opened up, it was always, well, I don't want to smoke the stuff, but people wanted to eat it.
Yeah.
Let's get the edibles. And that kind of thing. By the way, that hasn't been blocked. You can bring your edibles, I guess, to the beach. Because how are you going to enforce that?
Oh, there'll be a law about that.
Oh, there probably will be. Yeah. But I just don't. I heard about cannabis-infused drinks just maybe a year or so ago, and I don't know if it's going up in popularity.
Yeah.
Ed, are you finding anything out about that?
No, I just found something else.
All right.
I don't want to change the subject, but CBS News just reported that Robert Redford passed away.
Wow.
Age 89.
Was he sick? Does it say?
It doesn't say. The story's not that
long. It's just breaking.
Yeah, he died at his home, surrounded by loved ones. His home in Utah.
Wow.
That's that's something, huh?
Yeah.
So yep, I see it too. Academy Award-winning director, actor, activist dies at 89. So
89.
So wow. Two all-time great movies with him and Paul Newman. I never know why they didn't do a third. Yeah. People always question that, and whenever they ask, they say, "Well, the scripts weren't what we wanted, or whatever it was," and it just never happened. But Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, and The Sting. The Sting is one of my favorite movies. It was so well done.
Well, and then both of those, they're actors.
Such
they were,
great
actors. Actors.
Yep.
Not fly by night. I
Oh, no,
made a
no.
movie or a commercial or a thing on streaming thing or whatever.
And
Actors.
it was it 1980? I think it was 1980, where it's gonna be Robert Redford's first movie as a director. I'm like, oh, he's moving away, get behind the camera. I wonder if it'll be any good. And I think the movie was Ordinary People. And so I watched it to see if the movie would be any good, and it's awesome. And he's such a
Talented.
like, oh my gosh, he's so talented. Yeah. And didn't he start the film festival out there in Utah?
I don't know.
That I don't know.
The Sundance Film Festival. That's from Butch Cassidy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
that's-
So he did start that.
Yeah.
Caller just called in to let us know. Yes, Robert Redford has died at the age of 89. Thanks for that call in. So, Butch Cassidy showed his not that he was a great comedic actor, but he had some funny lines.
Yeah.
And there along with Paul Newman, the whole part about when they had to jump off the cliff, and he said he couldn't swim.
Yeah, that was funny.
That's a pretty funny scene. And he's got some funny lines in the Sting as well. He was always known, as a dramatic actor. So wow.
Yeah.
Another one is
Sad.
it's sad, when you're the people that you like are growing up and they just start passing away. So okay. Moving on to we're all done. I think we're all done with the cannabis.
Yeah, I don't know how they're gonna.
That's part of your homework, Ed.
I know.
I'm not to try it.
No.
Well, no, but it keeps honest people honest.
Are the cannabis companies?
No, or not even.
Are the cannabis
I don't
companies?
know.
Are they publicly traded yet, or is that still because it's a national?
There are
law?
some that are publicly
They are
traded. Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
They do okay.
Nah.
No, okay, nothing to shake a stick
Not
at,
gonna
or
find it
say-
in my client portfolios.
Okay, nothing that's doing great. Okay, I just wonder if the popularity of cannabis infused drinks, and I can't imagine what it tastes like.
Well, some big companies also own part of
Part of it?
Yeah,
Just to see
I
if it's
think
gonna make money out of it?
Constellation. I'm pretty sure Constellation Brands,
Mm-hmm.
which owns beer and wine and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I think they own a cannabis company. Seems to me that they bought one not too long ago. By too long ago, within the past 3 years, 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
But
All
there's a lot of them that are, just independent companies. On
I
their
see.
own.
I see. I just thought of another good Robert Redford movie, An Indecent Proposal. Ever see it? Ever see that?
No.
The premise of it is Robert Redford is a multimillionaire in Vegas, and it's Woody Harrelson and Demi Moore. Are they the couple? It's been a while since I've seen it. Anyway, they go to Vegas and basically lose all their money. So the indecent proposal is he offers Woody Harrelson $1 million for a night with Demi Moore, and the question is, do you do it?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. It was.
And it sparked a lot of conversation back when it came out. Well, it's only one night.
Yeah.
But it's morally wrong. But you get $1 million.
Right. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
What do you do? This could really the money could really help us. So, kind of thing. So it's good, by the way.
Yeah.
So it's a good movie. Don't want to give it away. Anyway, back here in Massachusetts, and I don't bring this up to give people good ideas, but maybe it's an idea for the police. A Stoughton man is accused of selling drugs. You know where he was selling drugs?
No.
He went to a cemetery in Randolph, Massachusetts. I'm like, smart thinking. Not very well populated, unless there's a big funeral going on. And you won't be questioned while you're there.
No.
I'm like, wow.
And they won't tell, and nobody will tell.
No, that's right. Police say 34-year-old Cameron Guillaume was arrested after an investigation into drug trafficking in the area. A search of his home allegedly revealed large amounts of fentanyl and methamphetamines, along with an illegal firearm and over $80,000 in cash. Why do these people carry so much money on them all the time? Well, put it in the bank.
How are you going to get it in the bank?
A little at a time, so it doesn't raise questions. Here's, go in every other day and deposit $100, so you don't raise questions. Anyway, Guillaume is facing numerous drug, and weapons charges. It doesn't say what cemetery he was using, but You know, wow. All right, we're going to meet behind the large crucifix. I don't know.
Yeah,
And
no,
so
it's...
we'll do it quick and we'll get out and no one will notice us. I'm like,
Yeah, well, and the police don't make rounds in cemeteries
Well,
usually.
not normally.
Not normally.
No, not normally.
They will now,
Well,
but
now we're gonna
now
have
they
to-
might.
have to
They
start-
might think about it.
start
but
doing it,
Not
just,
normally.
It's like, wow, okay. The only other problems I always heard about cemeteries, and my mother always complained about this, because she was always buy flowers to put on the gravestone of her husband, my dad,
Yeah.
and then complain that someone was going to steal it.
Yeah.
And which they did.
Yeah.
And they
Yeah,
put it
they-
on their gravestone of
Yeah,
their loved
right,
one.
yeah.
I said, well, stop buying stuff. Well, she never understood that part either.
Yeah.
No, you have to.
Yeah.
You have to? Well,
Yeah.
anyway. So that's usually the crimes that are going on in cemeteries. People
Yeah.
taking stuff from other gravestones and moving them around. This is a little more, this is a little bit bigger if you're selling drugs there. You probably heard Ed up in Boston. Josh Kraft's dropped out of the
Yeah.
race
Yeah.
for mayor. He said if he lost by 15 points or less, he would consider it a victory and then would stay in the race. You know what he lost by?
About 50.
50%. He really got killed. And it's like, wow. Well, I can't overcome that in 2 months. So
Well, no.
I'm out and I'll work on other things. And Michelle Wu thanked him because it would have got ugly over the last 2 months. You know, the attack ads would have had to have started, and because that's how it works.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's not going to happen. So she and I think we've asked this before. I don't know of any Republicans that are running
I don't know
for
of any
mayor
either.
of Boston. So she's basically in.
Yep.
But I mentioned to Ed, there were 2 Republicans running for governor in Massachusetts, Mike Kennelly and Brian Shortsleeve. And as of right now, it looks like Brian Shortsleeve has the edge over the other guy. They did have they had an impromptu debate maybe a month ago, and when you look at both of their websites, you know, Shortsleeve's website said we won the debate, and when you look at Kennelly's website, they don't mention the debate at all.
Oh,
It's like,
okay.
maybe you did lose.
So, yeah, he did lose.
Yeah,
then,
and so and Shortsleeve, like I told Ed earlier, Shortsleeve is calling Kennelly more Healy light. So he's got some real digs at his opponent there. So I like the guy already. So, so does he get some good name recognition? Not yet, but I don't think we don't vote for governor this year.
Not this
it's
year.
It's next year,
Yeah.
26. Okay, so well he's got time. Raise
time.
money. I think he's got like $1 million in his war chest right now. So he's got time to come out. Take a look at it, Ed. I think you'll like it. It's everything that you protecting the Second Amendment right. Get rid of the sanctuary state of Massachusetts. 2 big issues right there. Oh, I like it right away, kind of thing. So that's what's going to happen in Massachusetts. Healy has still got great numbers for popularity. It's just it's Massachusetts.
Yeah.
So
Right,
that's what
yeah,
you get.
there you go.
Between Boston and Worcester and Springfield and like Lawrence and New Bedford, the real hot Democratic spots in the city, you know, she's got them kind of wrapped up. But we'll see what can happen on the other side. So we had that gun law challenged up in New Hampshire, Ed.
Yeah.
New Hampshire is
I don't know
leading.
about this.
Oh, okay. New Hampshire is leading a multi-state request of the U.S. Supreme Court to consider their challenge to a Massachusetts gun law. The state attorneys general argue applying the Massachusetts law to out-of-state residents is unconstitutional. Now, the case stems from a 2022 incident that took place at the Pheasant Lane Mall in Nashua, part of which crosses into Massachusetts. I don't see how that's possible. Nashua's not on the border. Salem's on the border of
Yeah, Salem is. Yeah.
well, anyway, so there is a New Hampshire resident involved in an incident at the Pheasant Lane Mall. He's carrying his gun, and he told police in Massachusetts he was armed and he's licensed to carry in the Granite State, and he was immediately charged with a felony for carrying a firearm without a permit, not a Massachusetts permit. He had his New Hampshire permit, and they said that's not good enough.
No, Massachusetts doesn't reciprocate.
Well, that's what they want to do. They want to bring it to the Supreme Court and I guess force them to. You've got to recognize these out-of-state permits as okay. You like that idea?
Yes.
To have the the reciprocation, like you
Yeah.
said, from different states. I didn't know they didn't do that.
Yeah.
Mass says so. Well, that would be difficult going from state to state to get a permit in every single state that you're traveling through with your.
You
wanna
can
carry a
travel
firearm?
through.
What if you get stopped?
Well, that's okay. You can
Okay.
travel through a state, but you can't stop in the state.
What if you break down?
Well,
If you have a flat tire.
well, I mean that's the way I read it and the way it was explained by the Massachusetts State Police was that if you drive through Rhode Island, you're on your way to
New York?
wherever,
Okay.
New York or whatever you're going. You're okay.
Okay.
You can drive through Rhode Island. You can drive through Connecticut. You can drive through New York. But if you stop at Dunkin' Donuts, you're subject to those laws.
Wow. Okay. That must mean, let's say you have a broken taillight and they stop you. Now you're subject to the laws too.
Well, yeah. Now you would be subject to the law. Yeah.
Wow. Well,
But
okay.
that's just license to carry, right? That
Well, for
because
yeah, 'cause you have a permit
for a
to
license
carry.
to carry. Yeah, yeah. If
that's
you're-
license to carry.
Yeah,
because
if you're going hunting,
if you're going hunting, you don't have the guns on you.
Right.
They're in the trunk, locked up.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not on your person.
Well, let's see if the Supreme Court takes it up and says, okay, every state, you got to recognize the other state's permits.
Well, they should.
And
They recognize your
should.
driver's license.
That's right. Although some places, I don't know if it's still the same because I'm older now. But when you turn 21, some places in Massachusetts, we only accept the Massachusetts driver's license as a form of ID, and maybe a military ID. This happened to me at Fenway Park, and and I was of age. I was 21 or 22, trying to get a beer at Fenway Park, and they asked for my license, and I was living in Rhode Island at the time, and I handed it over, and they're like, "Oh, gee, I don't know, it's Rhode Island." And they thought they were being clever. The bartenders. They said, what's your social security number? Back when we used to have social security numbers on the Massachusetts licenses, and I said, what's it matter? It's not on there. And they took a look. Oh yeah, it's not. I got the beer, by the way.
Yeah.
Just give me.
But a
just
lot
give me
of
the beer.
things, even with licenses for lawyers and nurses and doctors, are not always reciprocal in different states. So
Well, lawyer, you got to pass a bar in every state to
Pass a
practice
bar,
law.
to practice law.
Same
And-
thing with doctors and nurses.
Well, with nurses, Massachusetts and Rhode Island have always been reciprocal because I used to have
Okay.
license in both.
Back and forth.
Back and forth. But not all, and don't ask me which ones don't, but not all licenses are reciprocal
Okay.
from state to state.
Very good. All right, we are going to take another break here in the Coffee and program. More coming up. Please stick around.
ON 1240.
Do Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keep coming back? Tremfya, guselkumab, may help, with rapid remission achieved at 12 weeks and lasting clinical remission at 1 year. Some even saw visible improvement of their intestinal lining at 12 weeks and 1 year. Tremfya is a prescription medicine used to treat adults with moderately to severely active Crohn's disease and adults with moderately to severely active ulcerative colitis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Healing is possible with Tremfya. Approximately 3 out of 10 patients were in endoscopic remission at 1 year, based on areas visualized on colonoscopy.
ON Radio in Woonsocket.
It's Coffee Ann here on ONAM and FM. Thanks for joining us. Joe Callahan here with Ed Carew and Linda Tebow. Hope your Tuesday's going along okay. So there was a protest up in Boston yesterday, Linda. Not a very large protest.
What did we protest?
Well, about 100 people or so attended a pro-Palestinian rally at Boston University. They were outside the George Sherman Student Union building. I don't know who George Sherman is. Must be somebody big that donated a lot of money or something at Boston University. Okay. The protesters are demanding they want the building's name to be changed. And they want to honor a Palestinian journalist who was killed last month. I don't have a name of that. Now, this is where it gets weird. The protesters, most of them, they're all wearing masks and scarves because they don't want to be identified. I said, you're a bunch of cowards. I demand this, but don't tell me. I don't want you to know who I am. So now the group was dispersed after BU police made an announcement that they faced arrest for unlawful assembly if you didn't leave. I guess I don't know if you got to get a permit or whatever on the campus, but they okay. they walked away. So not a very large.
Not a large
protest. 100 is not.
No.
Sounds like a lot, but it really is.
No,
It's not in the grand scheme of things.
No.
So we'll just move along. So.
Well, I mean, usually in those most colleges, when a building is named after somebody, it means that family has donated a lot of money
yeah.
to build that, and it would be that's not fair for those
Well,
family
them, yeah. Or you had some kind of tie to the school. Ed's going to know his name, and I'm not going to know it off the top of my head. But there's a man from Apple, or he was either an Apple employee or a former Apple employee, just gave $50 million to UMass Amherst.
That sounds like
Just
Johnny Ive.
Okay.
He sounds like he would do something like that.
Okay. He'll probably have a building or something named after him.
And he should.
Yeah.
When they talk about naming rights,
Yeah. We were just talking about there was a protest at BU yesterday, a pro-Palestinian protest, and they want to change the name of the Student Union building. Right now it's the George Sherman Student Union. We don't know who George Sherman is, and they want to change it to a Palestinian journalist who was killed last month. Okay, this is going to go nowhere, by the way.
Would it have been Steve Wozniak?
That the journalist?
No, Steve Wozniak was the original partner of CEO of Apple. Can't even think of his name.
That gave the money to UMass? I'm not
I don't
sure.
know. No,
we're talking two different things here.
Oh, I'm sorry.
There's UMass Amherst thing, and then there's the protest at Boston University.
Oh, okay.
So
I was starting to come up with the name alternate from Johnny Ive.
I just know that UMass Amherst, it was the biggest individual contribution that's ever been given to them, and it's going to be used in their engineering department. And I heard that yesterday. But I was telling Linda that most of the protesters at BU, which is typical of when you have a pro-Palestinian rally, most of the protesters, they're wearing masks and scarves because they don't want you to know who they are. And BU said it's an unlawful assembly. If you don't break up, we're going to call in the real police.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll leave now, and they did. So all right. Let's see other things going on. Let's see. Anybody watch the Emmys?
No.
But they're Ed says with disdain.
Yeah.
But viewership was up. That's why I asked. Yeah. They said they drew 7
Minus 2.
Minus 2.
Yeah, can't blame me for that.
You weren't part of the 7.4 million viewers that tuned in for the Emmys.
And I'm sure we were very missed.
It was an 8% jump from last year.
Really?
And the most since 2021. Okay.
Well, that's nice.
Well, yeah. Okay. Good for them. So I didn't watch it either. So there we go. Let's see. There's a new rooster ordinance in Lexington, Kentucky.
Yeah.
Rooster ordinance.
Tell us more.
Oh, you want to know more? Okay.
Tell us
Some
more.
residents in Lexington, Kentucky are facing a limit on the number of roosters they can own due to noise complaints.
Noise ordinance.
Yeah.
Too much.
Yes.
And too early.
The Lexington Fayette Urban County Council has approved a new ordinance to limit roosters to one per household inside the city limits. County council members say the ordinance was proposed after several residents submitted noise complaints about roosters. So starting this November 1st, a couple of months now, the limit of one rooster per household will only apply to residential and business zones and does not include agricultural land. Well, that will make sense if you've got a big farm.
Yeah.
Officials agreed to increase fines for those who restricted animals to $100 per animal per day. Now, I'm not too much up on my roosters and chickens, but I always thought it was always one rooster to every chicken coop. They kind of ruled over the chickens, and if you brought in another rooster, they would fight to whoever's dominant. So I don't know why you would have more than, unless they're in separate coops.
Yeah.
I guess they're doing that if you keep them separate. But you just think if you bring two roosters together, they're just going to fight.
Yeah.
And they are loud.
They are
Chickens
very
are loud
loud.
too.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
they are.
If you've ever been to a chicken place, it's like yak, 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 yak. So it's like, okay. So just to, I don't know what the rule is here in Woonsocket on roosters, and there is a whole rooster chicken thing here in Woonsocket.
Yeah.
What about North Smithfield? Do you have a rooster chicken thing?
No.
Ordinance out there?
No, not that I. All the time I was on the council, no, that never came up. Never came up.
Okay.
But I mean, we've got farms. We still have farms for those chickens. And,
Okay.
and
But no one living along Great Road has got a rooster.
I don't think so.
Waking people up at
Not
5
that
in the
I
morning.
know of.
4
I
in the
mean,
morning.
we do have a noise ordinance, though.
Yeah.
We do.
But that's for cars, right?
But well, it's for
Cars,
cars or it's
motorcycles,
loud
trucks,
music after a certain
radios,
amount of
yeah.
time.
Music,
yeah.
okay,
You
that
know,
makes
and,
sense.
and in the morning, you can't start work until no loud motorized vehicle, things being used early in the morning. But I don't think it's a rooster one.
No?
I don't recall a rooster.
Well, maybe you don't have
ordinance.
any in town, so no one's going to
Well,
complain
maybe
about
we
the
Well, a
noise.
lot of people have been having chickens.
Yeah.
With the egg thing. With the egg thing, every
Yeah.
other house now has chickens.
Has chickens? Yeah.
I see a lot of chickens on the side of the road.
Yeah, you see them,
They
yeah.
don't go anywhere. They're
No.
free. They can go anywhere they want.
Yeah.
They stay in the yard.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
they-
you see them by the side of the road down in Middleborough?
Oh yeah, a lot of places.
But are they owned by somebody? They're
Yeah.
Not, oh,
Yeah,
okay.
they're owned
They've
by-
just gotten
They're
out.
not wild chickens.
Yeah, that's what
Well,
Wild turkeys. But
Wild turkeys, but not wild
those are
chickens.
called free range.
Free
free range.
Free
Yeah.
range.
I mean,
Free range
Yeah,
chickens.
and they're eating grass or whatever
Yeah,
they're doing
they
right
do.
on the side of the
Yeah,
road.
Yeah.
yeah.
They're not really scared of
But they never try to cross the street.
No,
they
they
don't
don't.
want to get to the
No,
other
the
side.
chicken does not cross the street. No,
There's no reason, right?
no, because their food, where they're fed is.
Yeah.
Where they are.
All right.
Yeah.
In St. Louis, things you really shouldn't do. You really should, think about this kind of stuff. A man is accused of carjacking a pair of nuns as the nuns were leaving church. Now, were they in their full habits? I don't know, but that's just bad karma. You're asking for it
Yeah.
later on.
Yeah.
The incident happened last month in St. Louis when Jordan Grundy allegedly held up the women with a toy gun and forced them out of their car. He took off, leading police on a chase that ended when as usual, he crashed the car. Okay? The man's from Wisconsin, was already in jail when he was hit with the additional charges. How was he already in jail if he's stealing cars? Well, anyway, it's bad karma if you carjacking the nuns. Just,
Don't do that.
you shouldn't do this. Now, some people call me morbid on this. Okay, go ahead, call me morbid. But I think this is so cool.
I'll wait till after.
All right, down in New Jersey,
All right.
they've become the 14th state in the nation to legalize human composting as an alternative to traditional burial. I think this is fascinating.
I think you're right.
It's morbid, right?
Morbid.
The practice was signed into
That's not. No.
the practice was signed into law last week. Funeral homes in New Jersey will now be allowed to offer the practice. It's known as natural organic reduction within the next 10 months. The state will oversee the licensing of facilities that want to offer the service. Now, I've read about this.
Where is this again?
This is in New Jersey, but they're the 14th state, so it's offered in other states as well. And I know it's offered in New Jersey, not as a general practice, but you would have to sign up with like a company, and there are these farms, I mean, well off the beaten path, and they're basically associated with colleges, and students come to study human bodies decomposing. It's a class, or it's a major. I'm not sure. And so so you would offer your body up to be studied after you died to see what happens after 1 month, after 2 months, after 3 months. I'm like, I think this is fascinating. This is amazing that people think that people do this.
Morbid.
It is. All right, call me morbid.
Morbid. I
I'm
mean,
like,
morbid. I mean,
Yeah. Why? I don't know. They do. And
Oh, the sanctity of the human body. And,
Well,
oh my God.
they're not. Well, they're not. I think they're just observing, but I'm not sure.
No, I
Maybe
know.
they're taking some
I
samples.
get it.
I don't know.
No, I get it. They're observing, but
Yeah.
it's wow.
And it's your choice, by the way.
Morbid.
It's your
Morbid.
choice if you want to. When you sign up for this, do you want to be in a suit? You want to be in a dress, or do you not want to be in anything? Your choice. Now, I always wondered because you're out in the wild, basically, how do you stop the animals from getting at the body? I don't have the answer to this, so I don't know. How do we stop the animals from eating the human remains? I don't know.
Gets more morbid.
Gets more morbid.
Really?
Well, we are coming up to.
Oh my God, Ed! Can we have something?
We are getting we are getting close to Halloween, so
That's real, huh? That's not a.
No.
That's real.
Yeah. All right. On one last item. Before we got to go, new study shows, Linda, 44% of people who have diabetes don't know they have it. You think that's true?
I don't know that I can believe that. There's been so much education and words out there about, you got pre-diabetes and this is why, and
new
these
data,
are the risk factors and all of that. I don't.
New data shows 44% of people 15 years of age and older who have diabetes are undiagnosed. Researchers looked at data from more than 200 countries from 2000 to 2023 for their study. More than 10% of people worldwide have diabetes. Officials say many times there are no symptoms in the early stages. The symptoms include hunger, frequent urination, and fatigue.
Right.
So they just don't, especially if you're young.
But I think if I asked 5 people what the risk factors for type 2 diabetes is, 4 or 5 people are going to tell me what the risk factors are.
All right. I learned because I have it, and you know how I learned I have it?
How?
Because I pay attention from the TV show MASH. There was an episode where one of the pilots told the doctors what his symptoms were.
Yep.
He goes, I'm always thirsty and things like that. They go, you got diabetes? I'm like, and then that's what happened to me.
But see,
I couldn't.
You knew a symptom.
It couldn't quench a thirst. I'm like, uh-oh.
Yeah, you learned a symptom.
And I went and got checked, and it's like, oh, great.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, that'll do it for the show for today. Thank you very much for listening in. As always, Ed Crew, thanks for being here.
Always a pleasure.
All right, and Linda Tebow.
My pleasure.
All right, sorry to don't want to end on a morbid note now, so just stay out of New Jersey. So.
Did you hear me? I said that. I'm going to stay out of New Jersey.
Okay, very good. This is Joe Callahan. Have a great day, everyone. Stay tuned. Gary Smith and the crew. Do your members coming up after the 9 o'clock news.
Broadcasting live and local daily from the Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio at the corner of Park Avenue and Kennedy Street. This is WOON Woonsocket Radio. And now, the news.